What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm former Star Wars champion Andrew Dimalanta.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta. It feels like it's been about 50 years.
Yeah, we took the holiday season off, obviously, and because there's not much to talk about, in the off season.
Yeah.
But we got some stuff to talk about now. Might be a shorter episode than usual.
Probably.
So, Happy New Year. Hope everybody enjoyed their break. I know I did.
Hopefully everybody is staying safe because Omicron don't take no prisoners. You know what I'm saying?
Just when you think we're out of it.
My God. Like at one point, it felt like every time we looked at social media, it was like, this person has it, that person has it, this person has it. And
a lot of people in our community.
Right. And luckily, most, if not all those people are fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
So, but oh man.
Wash your hands, wear your masks.
Yeah.
Hope you have your ouchie fauci. Ouchie. Sorry. We haven't been on camera in a while.
I can deal with that. I just, like I think I've said before, when people call it the jab, it makes me want to jab my eyes out. I hate it for some reason. It's like nails on a chalkboard when people call it that.
Did you see that thing on TikTok with somebody who did put in a shirt of Lord of the Rings of get your vaccination?
Did you just say, did I see that TikTok?
Yeah.
I showed you that TikTok.
No, I saw it before you.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I distinctly remember having it on my phone.
No, I follow the guy that made the shirt.
Okay. Oh, and I just showed you a video of somebody wearing it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, of course I've seen it.
He's like the obscure Lord of the Rings fat guy.
It was like, what's the most offensive shirt?
Yeah.
Or not offensive, controversial shirt that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw somebody who stitched it. And I saw a lady that stitched it, and she had a shirt and it had this long phrase in Elvish. And she was like, this, yada, yada. Long story short, basically it says get vaccinated in Elvish.
Yeah.
But there's no word for vaccine or vaccination in that language. So it just says, get the healing poke?
Get the healing poke or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. It's like, that's pretty funny.
Can we get one for Arabish?
I'm sure I feel like it probably exists.
Somebody probably has it.
Probably.
Yeah. But anyways, this isn't Radcast where we just talk about nonsense. This is just Beyond the Schmoedown. We just talk about Schmoedown stuff.
Yeah, we haven't done one of those in a minute either.
We took the entire holiday season off.
I feel like we earned it.
We earned a break. And, we want to spend the time with family. And, being sick over Thanksgiving didn't help me either. So I really wanted I really wanted to enjoy Christmas and New Year's. So
that sucked. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I tried to play it off. You knew something was up. I was like, I'm sick. And I don't want to say I'm sick, but I am sick. And I just
Yeah. No, that's one of my things.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a good radar for when people are not being completely
honest and truthful.
Honest sometimes. And I will just pester you until you tell me the truth, because I'm usually right. Somebody in this house might be able to corroborate that story, but I don't know.
Anyways,
usually whenever it's like, oh no, I'm fine. Oh no, and not just you. Like it happens with my mom and other people we know, and I'm
friends
just
and family. Yeah,
like something right there. My spidey senses are tingling, and I just know it.
The force is speaking to you.
My midichlorians are telling me that something's not right.
Anyway, so we did get news for Schmoedown purposes of nominees for the awards.
That's a thing.
So it's a thing, and and I think another big news is there will be no awards live show.
Right. I'm assuming it'll be digital.
Yeah, it'll probably be a pre-recorded thing or whatever. I don't know. Winners might be sent something.
Which kind of worries me because I should have said something before I said that, because it's not that it worries me that Christian made the decision. I think it's a wise decision.
Yeah.
But it worries me that
for live studio matches.
Exactly, because I know that Christian's big push was I'm not a big fan of digital. I want to get back in the studio, which I get it.
Yeah,
I absolutely get it. It just makes me nervous because for a while there, it seemed like we were, we're doing so good.
Yeah, but
things seemed to be getting better. And then it was like Omicron.
Yeah.
And
it is. This new variant is scary, but we had this conversation with a friend. It was like, it trends with other, viruses that it's this new highly contagious variant, but it's
it's less severe, highly contagious,
less severe, which means we're on the tail end of it.
Shorter incubation.
Yeah. And a high percent of the population is vaccinated anyways. So if you the people that in our community, it's I got the Omicron, variant, but then like within a week or two, they were back on their feet.
Right.
I had a couple clients that tested positive for it, and they were like they said they were sick for 2 days and then back at it the next. And I was like, oh, I got the
that's good for them.
So, God, please let 2022 be the year we get out of this.
I'm so tired of this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to go anywhere. I think it'll just fade into the background like the flu. But
yeah, I think it's going to be a regular thing, like we have to get vaccinated for every year. Seasonal. It's a seasonal thing, and it's just another thing that you have to be vaccinated for before you get into middle school.
Exactly. I'm just ready for it to not be like all this that's going on right now. Like, I miss people.
Yeah.
I miss not having to worry about seeing people. I miss
not have to be worried about being in big groups and confined spaces.
Right.
Are we going to be outside at all?
Yeah, like we haven't really been to a big party with our friends in a couple years.
Yeah.
Which makes me really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hate having to make plans around like, are we comfortable with this? It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, back to Schmoedown.
You're going on these tangents. I promise we'll talk about Schmoedown.
We just haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot to catch up on. We don't talk outside of this podcast.
Wait, you want me to talk to my wife? We communicate through TikTok messages. Sitting right next to her. Did you see this video? Here, watch it.
Literally sitting on the couch today on... we were
opposite ends of our couches.
Yeah, we weren't sitting like next to each other, like right next to each other.
We're social distancing in our own home.
We were lounging. I was lying one way. I had my feet up.
It was a lounging Sunday, yeah.
And
without
we're like
football, that's dumb of me.
Literally. Oh yeah, that's.
I didn't watch any. Well, we already locked for the playoffs. We're a number 2 seed now. Woo, go Bucks.
I don't know what that means, but we were sitting on the same couch, literally DMing each other TikToks and just giggling like little kids once we heard them listening to the video we sent them.
It was funny. Again, sorry, ridiculous tangent. I accidentally sent a puppy video to a TikTok friend of mine that I barely know. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're my wife.
I meant to send it to my wife. You're at the top of my message list because I sent you another video that I thought you would like.
Thank God it was nothing weird.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't she like, I was cute anyway?
Yeah. It was this Leia cosplayer that I interact with on a regular basis. I do it with her all the time. And
at least it wasn't weird.
I did a Leia tribute video. I'm like, hey, I thought you would really like this. You're, big Leia fan. So I sent it to her. So she's at the top of my message list. And when I go to send you the puppy video, it was like muscle memory. I'm like, whoops. No.
Hey, who doesn't like getting a cute puppy video?
Yeah, and that's exactly what she said.
Mm-hmm. That's what my reaction would be. Smart lady.
Anyway, sorry. Wow.
Back to the Schmoedown.
Schmoedown. So
yeah, no, I understand the decision to do that. It just makes me wonder. He was trying to get back in the studio. Is that going to hinder it? Because I know that we were planning on having this Smets Chandra match.
Yeah. I think they get a little more strict with audience members. If it's a studio match, only cast and crew only. It's just like a little more stricter, but like. Yeah.
Because like Spectacular, I know it got out. There was a couple people there, a post event that tested positive. I don't know how far reaching that was. Yeah. That was a big crowd.
Yeah, it was a big crowd.
A lot of people, studio matches, that's Spectacular.
It's more, you can control everything
studio
more.
Matches are going to be much smaller. I'm sure Christian has been thinking about this extensively. So I'm sure he's got a plan. But yeah, so no live award show, which that's totally
fine.
We probably weren't going to go anywhere. So
we couldn't.
Oh, whoops. So
yeah, but
it is what it is.
But yeah, so that was the big news that came out of all that. But let's go ahead and just go through the nominations really quick. Our quick thoughts again. Might be a shorter episode because not a whole lot to talk about. And a lot of these you
could make a lot to talk about.
We could, but like
it's going to be like. So the same dead horse that everyone else does.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just run through all the nominations and all that. You can pick and choose as you go, unless you want to just run down the list. And I say we get
a lot.
Yeah,
wow.
Let's go ahead and with like let's keep like the major ones for last. So let's go ahead and go to like I don't know. You pick and decide which.
Well, the Yodi Award is going to John Roca.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
That was a no-brainer.
I know that there are a lot of people that were like, Jeff Snyder, Mark Andreyko.
Well, they're rumored to come back and like.
Well, I think Mark might have mentioned I think there was like an exhibition match with like a Pride exhibition during Pride Month.
Yeah.
And I thought I heard, we didn't watch it. We've been really bad about exhibition matches.
Yeah.
But like, I thought I heard that he said something about coming back.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's true.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like Jeff and Mark might be rumored to coming back.
I don't know about Jeff.
But John was very adamant. It's like, nope, I'm done. So especially when I talked to him, I was like, come on, man, you're not gonna. It's like, no. It's like, well, like 7-8 year career in the Schmoedown is I'm exhausted after my third.
I get it.
So I completely get it. And it's a no-brainer. I mean, everything that we've said about John Roca, I mean, what else is there more to say? We said so much about him in our past matches. The guy has a freaking documentary about him. Yeah. For the Schmoedown.
He's a little bit important to the game. Yeah. You know, I think he deserves his.
Yeah. So that was pretty much a no-brainer for who's going to get Yodi Award this year. It's like, yeah. Well.
I know some people were like, oh, Nerd Chronic, but I know that Christian also made it clear that it's not for crew.
Yeah.
So
I will say this, that like, especially now that, you know, Nerd Chronic has stepped away, make a cast and crew like behind the scenes award for just for, because like there's so many people behind the scenes that not all the fans know about. There's so many names that we've emailed with, and like make it like an employee of the year type of deal, where the crew member that goes above and beyond gets the Nerd Chronic Award. Because I mean, I don't know about everybody else, like after Eric decided to step away from editing for the Schmoedown, you could at least I noticed a difference.
Flavor was a little different.
The flavor was a little different. You knew it wasn't edited by Nerd Chronic. Like, come on, you're missing. I can have this conversation with Eric for hours about like how he assembles the cuts and emphasis and rises and falls and stuff like that. Like, I just didn't feel that.
Yeah.
When he stepped away, so I'm glad you got a couple of promos with the Nerd Chronic flavor. So yeah,
just not any live footage, but I'm still happy and grateful for the ones that I got. So that's pretty cool.
I'll say it every year, like there should be a Nerd Chronic Award. Just because
the Nerd Award.
The Chronic Award.
Blaze it.
That's Nerd Chronic Award. Just naming that, and I think it should go to somebody that has stepped above and beyond and made the Schmoedown better for people behind the scenes.
Yeah,
at the very least. So
you got an award in our hearts, Eric, if you're watching. I don't know if you would. I don't know. So I'm looking at the, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 categories.
Wow, 17 categories.
Wow.
Okay. So
I don't know. Are you giving like picks?
I'm not going to give picks because, you know, the voting had already happened. I already voted for them.
I think voting closed.
For a couple of them, I'll reveal who I voted for, but for the most part, I'm just going to, you know, run down like our thoughts on the category.
Yeah. I'm also trying to keep my blood pressure low because I really don't want to talk about some of these. So I'm really trying to.
Let's go ahead and run through them really quick. Just, I mean, you pick and choose. What do you think? Because obviously, I think we're gonna say for the big ones.
I mean, we can go. Christian's got it. His number one here is the Player of the Year, so we can go bottom up.
Yeah.
Okay. Schmoedown Media Award.
Okay.
So this one.
Which one is this? Is this the fan, like the fan?
I know there was a lot of conversation.
Yeah. Let's
surrounding Podcast of the Year and Schmoedown Media of the Year Award.
Let's combine them into one. Just to talk about it.
The Media Award, to my understanding, is
fan run,
non-player associated.
Yeah.
You know, Let's Get Ready, Spin from the Reel, Ultimate Schmoedown After Show, Certain Point of View, Schmo Me the Money, and then a Podcast of the Year. Schmoedown Rundown. Beyond the Schmoedown, what's that?
What is that?
Schmoedown Backstage, Machine Mondays, and Certain Point of View. I do have one thing I want to say.
Okay.
I don't believe. I hope it's okay that I'm saying this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think that Rundown and Backstage should be eligible for this. They're literally they're on the channel. They are promoted by the channel. They're on the channel.
They're paid by the channel.
They're paid by the channel.
Yeah.
Like flagship shows of the Schmoedown. So
yeah, and there's been a joke saying that like, hey, it just called the Rundown Award.
Exactly. So which at one point I thought that was what it was going to be. I guess gullible me. I guess I was just Brad BSing or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think it's kind of funny to have like the official flagship shows.
You had a great like analogy. It's like if the ESPYs had show of the year and they just nominated their own shows.
Sports Center.
I wonder who's gonna get it.
Up against this D-Bags podcast. Like, okay, cool. I don't know. Not my show.
Well, because like if Rundown and Backstage aren't nominated, then it's like, well, like. I mean, because Action Guys have their own Schmoedown show. I know John Roca his channel has a show that he's not on, but he technically runs it.
A Schmoedown show?
Yeah, I think it's. I can't remember. I'm sorry that I don't know the name of it. I think it's the Ultimate Schmoedown Show. I think that's what it is. Are they nominated?
Ultimate Schmoedown After Show is on Media Award.
Oh, there. Okay. Well, then why aren't they? Yeah, see, the criteria gets getting blurry, and I think the one top I think that we have to address is the elephant in the room is there's one show that's nominated for both awards.
Yeah,
and it gets a little bit of like, and I know Christians talked this to death on the Facebook group and stuff, and it's like,
I feel like it's got to be one or the other.
If I'm not gonna get into like, I'm not gonna go totally deep into why this and why that, but it's like, pick one. Yeah. They either are or they aren't. You can't. Yeah. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
I think he said that the channel is nominated for media. Yeah. And they just happen to have a podcast, so they're also nominated for podcast. But that could be said for all of these shows. Yeah, they all have their own outlet.
Yeah, because this show lives on the Andrew and Nicki channel. It isn't called Andrew and Nicki channel. Isn't nominated for media.
Well, that's not a good example.
That's not. Yeah, that's a terrible example. But like
Spin from the Reel. Let's Get Ready.
Yeah, they're a channel that also happen to have a podcast show.
Right.
Surrounded around Schmoedown. So it's not, because Let's Get Ready doesn't only just do Schmoedown.
Yeah,
they also they do a lot of different stuff. So why aren't they in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't fully understand.
So it's like we can go and Christian's talked to this to death, and he's described the criteria many times, but I think my feeling is they're either one or the other.
It just makes sense.
Pick one. I mean, and if they want in this year, put them in it next year, and it's just very puzzling to me. But
it's what's done is done.
It's done is done. But all great shows though. Like we've been on several of them, and they're really fun shows. Mm-hmm. So yeah, all deserve other nominations.
Ooh, I almost just said something that I shouldn't have said.
Ooh. We've gotten in trouble before. Let's just keep our trap shut.
No, I was going to say something about... No, never mind. I'll tell you
later.
When
we're off here.
I'll tell you later.
Shut up, stupid! Yes, we're moving on.
It would have been petty. And it has nothing to do with the people on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing to do with anybody on those lists. Let me just move on. Babyface of the year. Oh, I got a hair in my eye. Oh, help me.
I've been watching Jenna Marbles lately. We miss her so much.
God, I miss her so much. I still have a hair in my eye, though.
Don't pull your lashes off.
I know, I am. I'm wearing fake lashes right now. I cannot go out in public with fake lashes. I can't. First of all, I think I've been blessed with pretty nice eyelashes naturally.
Yeah.
But one day I just heard about magnetic eyelashes, and I was like, yeah, I want to try that on my eyes.
Yeah, and you like to over exaggerate your.
I love eye makeup.
Yeah, on especially on camera.
Well, I've learned that you can. I can put on a full face of makeup, and then watch back the playback and be like, why doesn't it look like I have anything on?
Because it's a wide. If it was a close up, maybe. Yeah.
So yeah,
we're in a wide shot.
When we do this show, I go a little hard on the makeup because I know that's what makes it show up.
Yeah.
I would never do it like this if I was going to see real people. Whatever. You don't care. It's whatever.
I care.
But if if I'm going out and I'm seeing other real people, no, I'm not gonna go quite as heavy handed. Okay. Babyface of the year. And Dimalanta. Brendan Meyer.
No. Don't gloss over that. Say it again. Say it with your chest.
Nicki Dimalanta. The Kid. Brendan Meyer. Janine the Machine. William the Beast Bibiani. Beth May.
Mayhem. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Beth Mayhem. Yeah. Beth May. Solid noms,
right?
Yeah.
3 of them are Mercs. So it tracks.
Oh, word? True. Yeah. Okay, cute.
It tracks.
Cute.
I'm biased. obviously, but I think you have a really good shot of getting up a lot of votes because I talked about it when you debuted. You went over with the fans immediately. I wish I would have done that.
Well,
so there's very few competitors you can say that about. You know, and a lot of them are on this list.
If that's true, then I'm flattered.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and then it's another word where you might as well name it the Brendan Meyer Award.
I heard somebody say that somewhere. They were like, as long as Brendan's nominated, that's who I'm voting for because that's just who it is. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, and we've met all these. No,
we haven't met. Beth. No, we were in Beth's presence, but I've met
Beth. I met her at Spectacular.
Oh, I walked past Beth, but I didn't get to talk. No,
we had because we had that the Shazam entrance, so we had to like coordinate everything. So I was able to meet her.
No, I walked past her at the expo, but she was busy, and I was like, "Oh, okay, no, I lie. I think I did say something to her. I think we walked by her table, and I was like, "Hey," and then I just kept on walking. So I think I said something to her, but she was kind of in the middle of something, and I don't think she recognized me. Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, gotta keep going."
Yeah, but everybody on this list
said something to her.
Everybody on this list are wonderful people. So
oh yeah, we didn't get to talk to. Was Janine there?
Yes.
If she was, we did not get to talk to her.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
But we've met her before.
In passing. We met her.
No, we met her at the awards 2 years ago.
Right. Kind of in passing.
She sat behind us.
Right. But we didn't talk to her the whole time.
I talked to her a little bit.
I turned around and I was like, "Hi, Janine. You're great. And I like your dress." And then I think that was the extent. She was like, "Thanks." And I think that was basically it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have another opportunity at some point in the future. Heel of the year.
Ooh. I mean... Go ahead, but I think we all know.
Okay, wait, but wow. Okay, Chandru, Rick Radis, Mike Kalinowski, Gold Leader, Gucci. How is Shannon not on this list? If Gucci's on this list, how is Shannon?
I think you had to narrow it down.
Interesting.
I don't know, but I think we all know who's going to get this award.
I feel like Chandru has been hitting it hard this year.
Yeah, and I think that again, this is the one that I'll reveal. I did vote for Chandru because we've said it many times. To one, pull off the heel work is hard enough, but two, to take all the backlash from it, that's something that I've never been comfortable with.
He's been really leaning
into it hard. So I think
Radis
is a no-brainer.
I have a hard time classifying Radis as a heel because he's not a babyface, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. I still find the word tweener to be very yucky.
I think he's a heel.
I mean, he talks. Okay, wait. Actually, he talked a lot of trash when he played Frankie.
That Frankie situation.
Yeah, he talked a lot of trash, and I was kind of like, until you realize that it's like.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's part of the show. So yeah.
But he qualifies. But I'm just I'm surprised. I'm surprised Shannon's not on that list. But whatever.
Yeah.
Not my show. Faction of the year. The Exchange, Corruption, Merc, Suspects Dungeon. Honestly, at this point,
it's just who
wins the faction race.
Who won the faction race? They repeated, so it's like another duh.
I would fall on the floor if it's anybody else but Corruption.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think the only other faction
it's probably the Exchange.
I think would be the Exchange because of
the rookie run.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I would absolutely fall on the floor and just. In shock if it was anybody about Corruption. Match of the year. Oh my God, there's 10 nominees.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how some of these matches went. Oh my God.
It not only was a long year, we had double the amount of matches we had in the past years. So it's just so much to keep track of. So. Okay,
so we got A. Dimalanta versus Alice Damon. A. Dimalanta, Alice Damon won. Or also famously known as 5150. Corruption Shazam. Another great match. That was the title. Yeah, another 150. Yes, very good. Kalinowski Parker. Kalinowski Chandru. Janine McKee. Harper Me. Hauser Kalinowski. Merle Collins 2. Deception Blackjack. Shazam Audur Couple.
That's a lot of good matches.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, again, a lot of them I have to rewatch them because there's just so many.
I don't know how people keep track.
Yeah,
of there's certain people that are like, oh yeah, you remember this one match in season 5 when this person scored 2 points. How?
I will say that the Kalinowski Chandru was a theatrically and it was a complete match. If you're wanting to get somebody into the Schmoedown. and they like a lot of like nerd stuff,
right?
Send them this.
That'd be a great one.
That's a good one to send. Kalinowski Parker was good because of the back and forth.
Right.
Like,
you're always going to get a good show with Kalinowski.
Yeah, and like because I remember coming out of that speed round, and I was like, God, Parker's got all the momentum.
Right.
And then he hit a wall, and then they tied, and like Parker still got all the momentum. So I remember that being a nice back and forth.
And that sudden death was wild.
Yeah, they traded a lot. But again, obviously I'm biased.
Very much so.
Very much so.
The only thing that I feel sad about
mm-hmm.
is like, I know that some people are like leaning towards,
mm-hmm.
Kalinowski, Chandru, which I get it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it's a live match and it was better because of hop, bop, bop.
Yeah.
But it just also would suck for people not to give consideration to a digital match just because it's a digital match.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get that a digital match is always going to be different than a live. It's always going to have a different feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have a different energy. I get it. It just sucks. It's not like you guys wanted it to be digital.
No.
Wouldn't that have been insane if that had happened in front of a live audience? Holy Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to just sit on the couch and think about that for like 5 minutes and let myself just bask in that feeling.
Yeah, and
that would be amazing.
And that's why I think a lot of people look at 5150. It's like, oh my God, look at the score. There's one question missed, and almost everybody immediately goes on to 2 perfect games, except for the last one that Alex missed.
Right.
When I look back on that match, it's not so much the fact that we both went perfect until sudden death. When I look back on that, and something that I think should catapult it to the top of people's lists was the reversal. We thought it was over. I thought it was over until the challenge happened.
It's hard for us to talk about these matches because obviously we have a bias and obviously we have a dog in the fight. But yeah, I would think that in the pantheon of like best challenges, that's got to be in there. Yeah. That was a brilliant challenge. And so I don't know if I made a mistake or not, but I definitely introduced my boss to the Schmoedown. And so I sent her a link to that match. Yeah. And so
that's the one that we always send people when they're like, oh, I want to watch your matches. Well, buckle in. Here's 5150.
Because my boss, she likes Star Wars. She showed me like she has like BB-8, a wood burned picture of BB-8, and she's got this like Grogu stuff, and she also really likes Marvel, and I'm like, boy, have I got something for you. And I was like toying with the idea, and then one day I just did it, and I sent her a link to 5150, and for fun, which I shouldn't do, I never learn. You would think I would by now, but I was like, I wonder what the most recent comment is.
You peeked in the comments?
I peeked in the comments. I'm like, I wonder what the most recent one is, and it was like only 3 months ago. Yeah. But yeah, there's some people in the comments that were like, I don't think Andrew should have won that challenge because actually it wasn't these people. And there were, because I don't remember the exact question. It was like, what was Lando's initial response?
No. See, that's what people always.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. It was what was,
and that's what people do.
What was Lando's response on the initial approach
to the Death Star? Yeah.
And we don't need to belabor this point. We're not talking about this match.
What was Nia Nim's concern? The question wasn't about what Lando said. It was about what Nia Nim's concern was.
On the initial approach. And a lot of people received that as like the initial concern. Yeah. And they were like, well, what Alex said was more right because that's what he said first. And also, they asked for Nine Num's reaction, not Lando's. And it's like, Lando was translating. Yeah. If Lando didn't say, that was Lando saying it was literally a vehicle for the audience.
It wasn't for Nine Num or for Lando.
If you got people, you got 2 people talking different languages at each other in real life, one person's not going to repeat out loud what that person said back to them in the other language. It happens in movies because it's the benefit. It's for our benefit.
The only other way that could happen is with the subtitles. So
right. And that it wasn't subtitled. Lando was literally doing it for our benefit.
It's like Han and Chewie or 3PO and R2.
Yeah, it wasn't Lando's opinion. It was Lando translating Nine Num's opinion for us because we don't speak that.
Yeah.
This is why I don't want to talk about these awards because I feel my blood pressure.
No, but back to my point, but because again, everybody looks at 5150 like, oh my God, look at the score, highest scoring game by a single competitor ever.
Right.
We'll have that. I said it before. I don't think that'll ever be beaten again because it's it could be in a teams match. It was in a teams match. Got matched in a teams match with 5150. But for individual wise, I don't think we'll probably never see that again. So me and Alex had that in the books, but I think when I look back on this match, I think what really made it for like, holy crap, look, this match was the reversal. Alex thought he was done. He thought we thought
a lot of people did.
A lot of people signed off like, oh well, I guess
some people turned the match off.
and they didn't realize, oh no, there's a challenge coming, and nope, this match is not over.
A really, really pivotal challenge.
So yeah, I think that is something that I think everybody should pay attention to more. Don't just look at 51-50. I mean, it is a high scoring match,
right? And
both of us, went to the very end.
That was a match of it was all about endurance.
Yeah,
endurance and. What's the word I'm looking for?
Mental stamina.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Fortitude, stamina.
Yeah, because Alex has been on record saying like, yeah, I was
tired.
I was tired. I was done. I thought it was over.
I get it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. That was a long ass match.
It was.
I mean,
so that's something I think everybody should don't focus solely on the score.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's a magical number. 51-50 will live on in Schmoedown history. Look at like what almost happened and what didn't happen.
Right.
So that's what I always look back on.
Yeah, no.
And it also like it didn't come down to, I've said this before, it didn't come down that he didn't know it. He just couldn't pull it in the 15 or the 30 and that's what I loved about it. It came down to gameplay. It didn't come down to knowledge.
Yeah.
So
that's rough.
Yeah.
Like that match is so special to me, mm-hmm. and I literally tear up every single time I watch it. Mm-hmm. But I also, because I love Alex. Well, anyways, let's move on. This is why
I don't think he's hurting too bad.
I think he's doing fine. I think he's okay. I'm sure he's recovered. Anyways, and the other matches are also great. Feud of the year, and obviously if we talked about literally every single nominee, we'd be here for about 8 hours.
We're going to talk about the ones that stand out to us.
Feud of the year: Merle Roca, Kalinowski Chandru, the Dimalantas versus Alex Damon, Bateman for Betty, Gold Leader Harper.
So I think out of all of these, the two that really stand out to me are Harper, Gold Leader, and Chandru Kalinowski, because the rest of them.
Merle Roca, it wasn't like super. It kind of like bubbled up towards the end with the last ride match.
It was like bookends. Like it really like it was really like intense at the beginning of the year, but then they didn't play each other for the rest of the season. Right. They didn't interact at all. And then they obviously had the GOAT match at the end. Kalinowski Chandru was just like heavy hitting all year, but they were both in the title picture for most of the season. Mm-hmm. And obviously the smack talk back and forth is great, and their feud goes back multiple seasons.
Yeah.
The Dimalantas versus Alex Damon, it's like that's not really a feud.
We've never really exchanged barbs.
Yeah, it's more for us versus Alex it's especially me versus Alex, it's more of a rivalry now. It's not so much a feud.
Right.
We have like a friendly little rivalry going. It's like, oh man, whenever you hear the name Dimalanta Damon, your head automatically goes to 51-50, the title matches and all this stuff. You with the upset and stuff like that.
Well, me and Alex, that's just kind of happened.
Yeah, it just sort of happened. I think the name Dimalanta Damon will live side by side. It's like, oh, look, great feud. It's like, no, not really. It's just when the names come together, it's like, oh, we can expect some great stuff to happen. So
fair.
That's what I see when I think feud. Chandru and Mike and Gold Leader and Harper.
I'm sorry, but
the
senses of humor. Some of the things that I see Thomas post on Twitter, whether it's related to Gold Leader or not. Some of the things I see Gold Leader post on Twitter, whether it's related to Thomas or not. Some of the things they post, I literally laugh out loud, and I'm like, that was hilarious.
Smallhead Evan will never not be funny.
Smallhead Evan is amazing. The first time I saw it, I'm like, what? Why is this a thing? Is it an abomination or is it a work of art? I don't know. I'm still undecided. Yeah. But I love the two. I love that rivalry because the humor behind it. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, sorry. Just hit my mic a little bit, getting too saucy. But, oh no, I shouldn't do that too much because then I make it loose. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Whoops. It's part of the show. It's part of the theatrics. Yeah, no, I love it because they have there's probably
sibling energy.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love the humor, the barbs. encased in humor. And there's certain things they've said to each other that I like actually laugh. And I'm like, that was hilarious. I really vibe with both of their senses of humor. And like, that's why I wish people lived closer. I wish we could actually like physically hang out with these people because their sense of humor, I'm like, yeah, I vibe with that. So yeah, their rivalry is definitely different than Mike and Chandru. Mike and Chandru is like going for the throat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my point. With Mike and Chandru, it's full on Schmoedown.
Yeah.
It's what Christian wants out of feuds and rivalry and character work.
I also think he wants what comes out of Harper and Gold Eater too. Yeah. It's just different flavors of rivalries.
But when I think, when I think of like Schmoedown feud, like, because it's like I said, they were both in the title picture for most of the year. Mike defended 3 times and he's still the champion. And Chandru was, it's hard not to hear him sometimes. So it's like, love Chandru, but
he ain't watching. Prove me wrong.
But yeah, that's what I think of. And like when you look at that list, it's like some are just rivalries. Mike and Chandru is a feud. Like, I think that's fair. So that's who I voted for. So yeah.
Word. All right. Podcast of the year. We already touched on that. Upset of the year. Janine over Dan Murrell. For Betty over Bateman. A. Dimalanta over A. Damon. And Dimalanta over A. Damon. Press Room over Danger Zone.
These are a lot of good ones.
For sure.
I think one that I would take out is me over Alex. Because at the moment when it happened...
Get me started. All right,
when it happened at the moment, it's like, whoa, okay, he finally did it. Whatever, the unbeatable, got beaten. But like, look at my track record, look at my accuracy rates, look at like blah, blah, yada, blah, blah. So that I was like, in the moment, sure, but not really. So that's the only one I would take out, but I get why it's in there. You over Alex, I think is the one that should be talked about more because of all, we've talked about it in length on our show before. So that's why I think it should be there. But, Bateman for Betty, that's another big.
That's a huge one.
That's a huge one.
They're all big.
Yeah, Janine
in their own ways.
Again, but then again, I said Janine over Dan. I mean, face value, yeah, it's a huge upset.
I mean, Dan Murrell, widely regarded as the GOAT.
Yeah. But then when you look at the track record, Janine was having an incredible year. So it's kind of like, yes, face value, it is a gigantic upset. But then it's like to say like, well, Janine's this amazing player. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm rambling.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I don't think that I understand what you're saying about you and Alex. I get it. I understand what you're saying. Believe me. But also, no. Because
floor is yours. I yield my time.
Okay.
Should I put my armor on? I have a Mando helmet right there. Should I put it on? It's unfinished, though.
Nobody thought you could do it. Everybody said you wouldn't and that you couldn't. I say everybody loosely because I know there are some people out there that have been in your corner, and those people are great and I love them. However, the vast majority of people literally laughed at the thought of you beating him. Literally laughed. I remember watching a podcast where, and there's no need to name names, but I remember watching a podcast where when people were drafting their fantasy teams at the beginning of last year, they were doing their draft and whatever. And then I don't know what round they were in, but it was time to pick Star Wars people, like specialty divisions. And it was kind of like, okay, now's the time where we're going to snatch up Star Wars people.
That's who you pick up, yeah.
And you were still on the board. And this person was getting ready to pick. They're like, who's still on the board? And then somebody else goes, Andrew's still on the board. He's got a title shot, right off the bat this year. The person that was picking literally laughed and scoffed and said, no, I'm good. Oh my God. I had to stop myself from punching my mom. Oh my God. Literally people laughed at the thought of you doing it. And the ironic thing is, let me not. No, but people they laughed at the idea. And so I understand what you're saying, but at the time, yes, because you can look at the course of somebody's season, and if their season went really well, you can be like, yeah, they're a fantastic player. But at that time, we didn't know what your rest of your season was going to look like. We didn't know that you were going to go ahead and defend 2 more times. We didn't know that was going to happen. We always knew that you had it in you, of course.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of people scoffed and laughed. And then you went out there and you did it. And you did it a couple more.
Let's move on so your blood pressure doesn't boil over.
Okay, let's move on. Moment of the year. Okay. Ooh, moment of the year. Kevin Smets returns to Spectacular 6. End of story.
End of story.
Let's move on. McKee wins the title. First woman to win singles championship. Dimalanta Demon 1, score 51-50 in sudden death. Kanopik returns, wins title. Wildberries United Spectacular 6. I think this one goes without saying.
Yeah, I mean, these are all great choices. I mean...
Yeah. I think Kevin Smets, it's just, I'm getting chilly willies just thinking about that moment.
I mean, there's some great moments. Obviously, like, I'm biased towards 51-50 in my... obviously, I think when people say 51-50 in this nomination, I don't think it's the win itself. I think it's the reaction.
Yeah,
my reaction afterwards. The same with Mara. These are all great choices. I mean, Marisol being the first, it's history.
Yeah.
So I can see why a lot of people will vote for that. But there were a couple of moments, other than me winning the title. There was a very few moments in this season where I got chills and tears. And that was when Kevin came out as Spectacular.
Oh, I definitely had tears in my eyes.
Spoiler alert, we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, whoops.
Because we got the show notes ahead of time because we had to rehearse everything at Spectacular. So we knew it was going to happen, but still.
I even teared up like a baby.
Yeah, even still knowing that. Like, we got the rundown before we were rehearsing. I'm like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah.
And, like, I just imagining it happening. I got, like, chills down my spine. I'm like, that's going to win. Even before it happened, like, that's going to be Moment of the Year. It's going to have to be Moment of the Year because guy he had to sit out the season because of cancer. And now he comes back at the biggest event of the year. Having beaten cancer.
And now he's like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm back. I'm getting back to fighting form.
I mean, there are certain times where I'll rewatch something from the Schmoedown just because I want to have that feeling back. And I want to relive that moment. This is one of those where I'll watch it. I'm like, oh.
And that speech, that monologue was just like.
This was... Like I said it before, we read the rundown. I'm like, that's Moment of the Year right there. Come on, man. I don't know how you vote against that. It's such a great moment. It's such a powerful moment. It's such that if you want to know what the Schmoedown is to a lot of us, look at that moment right there.
Yes. Yeah.
That moment just describes everything we go through.
Absolutely. So. Comeback Player of the Year, Janine the Machine, JTE. Andrew Dimalanta, Mara Kanopik, David Del Rio.
This one wasn't so clear cut. I mean, you can... I
think I know what's the way it's going to go.
Yeah, we can argue for a lot of these players. I can't remember who I voted for. No, I remember who I voted for.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I remember. Had a little glitch in the matrix there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could argue a lot, but for again another one where like I'm on this list. I mean, it's not like I had a bad season last season. I went to the finals of a tournament, so I don't know. It's curious. This is another one of these categories where it's like, what are we defining as a comeback player? Like, what are the criterias for nominations and for?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Without getting too far into the weeds, I agree that this is I mean, they're all subjective. To an extent, but like this one is real subjective. It's, I also don't know how you can give like clear, defined, like black and white. You had to have done ABC, or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, there's a favorite for this category, but again, it's one of those where I view it. It's not. It's like, oh, yep, they're winning it. It's like, well, you can argue for.
Nah, I think it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Rookie
of the Year, a hotly debated one.
Yeah.
Griffey Nooms, Thomas Harper, me, Amaru Moses, Josh Horowitz. Talking about removing people from a list and maybe putting other people in. I'd remove my name from this list.
I don't think so. You lost one match. You lost one match. And it is curious that Radis isn't on the list either. He's an undefeated rookie, so why isn't he on there?
I mean, there's a finite number of slots. It seems that most of these have 5 spots.
Yeah.
I know that some people were like, "Oh, Paige."
Yeah.
I do believe that's if I were, I'd probably take myself off and put Paige in.
I would leave you on there because one, like I said, you have 1 loss. You ran through a tournament, and you competed for a title.
I guess.
So I think that has like if you're a rookie, you competed for a title or you won a title, you have to be on that list. So and this is the category where I will say who I voted for. I voted for Nooms. Because and we've talked about this, right? And there's nothing to diminish the accomplishments of your accomplishments. Thomas Harper, the only undefeated champion this past season, definitely deserving of the award. But I voted for Nooms because and this is why I think that
hotly debated one.
It's hotly debated. This is why I said it on. I think it was Spin from the Reel or Let's Get Ready. It was the one that I was on Marisol with, where I said the nominees should come through the patrons and and fans. Voting should go through especially for these categories of player of the year type of categories. Players should be voting on that because to win one tournament is hard enough.
Yeah.
To compete in one tournament and make go deep into a tournament is hard enough.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I was in an
to go undefeated throughout your season is hard.
In 2 divisions.
In 2 divisions is hard. But to compete in two tournaments, one not an 8-team tournament, within the massive singles 32 player tournament,
800 people it felt like,
and to get to the finals and win both of those,
it's wild.
Is wild.
I can't imagine what the scheduling looked like for him.
Exactly. Not only did he win 2 tournaments in what I believe is, again, I have no idea how singles competitors do it. No. Is wild to me. Not only to win both those tournaments, but to do it at the same time.
Yeah.
Burnout is a thing, man. I have no idea how he was able to keep that up the entire way going through. So that's why I voted for him.
And I can only imagine he's got a busy schedule.
Exactly. And he's we're all busy.
Oh yeah, so, everybody's got their own stuff.
So that's why I voted for him, because it's impressive to go undefeated in the singles division. I mean, sure, he and I said it before, even if you would have lost both of those matches spectacular, I'm still voting for him because of the mental stress that this game puts on you, especially competing back-to-back weeks. I competed every other month in title matches, and I got burnt out after I lost. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I'm done for the season. I'm done. I can't imagine competing week after week after week, and probably twice in 1 week because he was in 2 tournaments. So that's why I voted for him. It is so impressive, the run he went on. So
that's why I've been dreading talking about these, because I hate the idea of talking about the person that you would personally vote for, because it always comes off as, well, because this person sucked.
Yeah.
That's always the way it kind of comes off. Like, and everybody will always preface what they're saying with, not to diminish the accomplishments of her.
Yeah.
But that's the way it feels sometimes, especially depending on how you frame your argument. But that's why I've been dreading talking about this, because so many people, we know firsthand how much work people put into this.
Oh, absolutely.
So I hate the idea. I mean, I know that that's how awards work. Somebody's got to win and somebody's got to not. But I hate the idea of being like, I think this person gets it, and then implying that I think that this person doesn't deserve it. I hate that. Yeah. Because, I just hate it. But it is what it is. It's the nature of awards, and you got to vote, and somebody's got to win, and everybody else has got to not win. But yeah, because everybody on the list accomplished
great
a lot
things.
of stuff in their own respect. Everybody accomplished different things. So yeah, I hate talking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, that's who I voted for. That's why I voted for him. I talked to several people before Spectacular, like, oh yeah, who are you voting for? I'm like, this is who I'm voting for.
Regardless of what happens,
regardless of what happens tonight or tomorrow, this is who I'm voting for. So
you gotta love to see consistency. Yeah. Manager of the year, Coy. I still am not 100% sure on how to say his last name.
Coy Andrew.
Nobody else is named Coy, so we're gonna stick with that. Coy, Bobby Gucci, Sam Levine, Kaiser, Shannon Barney. solid choices all around.
These are, I mean, because.
But I think we all know what way it's going to go.
This one I don't think is so, in my eyes, I don't think it's as clear cut. Because obviously Shannon won the faction race.
I think Shannon's going to get it. I think I'd fall on the floor if she didn't.
I can have arguments why I don't think, just because this is what drives me nuts about the Schmoedown sometimes, especially when it comes to awards, is like I said it before, nobody cares how your year went.
It's always how spectacular goes.
It always matters about how spectacular it went. Mm-hmm. If Shannon didn't win the faction race, would you be saying that?
So let's say the Exchange won the faction race.
Say the Exchange won the faction race. Would you be?
No, if the Exchange won the faction race, Gucci would be getting it.
And that's my point.
I feel like Manager of the Year, Faction of the Year, it's always just whoever won the faction race.
And this is my point. Nobody
always. It's been 2 seasons.
Yeah, nobody cares how your season went. All they care about is spectacular.
Yeah,
that's all it really comes down to.
Which spectacular?
It is. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a great barometer for your voting, but. Don't forget what happened leading up to that point.
Yeah.
I think Sam Levine is the only manager in that list that has competed for every single title. Had a competitor compete for every single title.
That's true.
Koi Jandreau managed Shazam to win the belt and then keep him for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. He took me, who was on the very brink of it so many years before, and finally got me over that hump and defended it twice. Mm-hmm. Then you look at Gucci. Everybody after the draft's like, what is Gucci doing? Well, oh my God. Then look at his rookie's run.
Yeah.
So there's arguments for every single one on this list. It will most likely, Shannon will most likely get it because look what she was able to do. She was able to keep her team focused, and then it was a repeat of last season. They were at the bottom of the list at the beginning, and then they skyrocketed through the top.
Kids love to talk about receipts nowadays, and I'm pretty sure you can go back to a lot of our old episodes, and we said it like a broken fucking record. Yeah, it's this seems pretty familiar.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying don't just look at what happened at the end of the season. Look back on how, especially for this category, look on how each of these managers manage their teams. Look at how they affected each of their teams,
right,
and what they got out of it.
Right.
So, because it's very easy, Shannon won the faction race, give her manager of the year. And that's very well deserving. I feel
like that's how it works. And yes.
It's you just said, it's not to say, obviously I'm biased because Koi was instrumental.
Koi's amazing. And I love
Sam. How I played this year. Sam was very, the way he had to make a really hard decision.
He did.
Do you put you in the tournament or do you put Marie in the tournament?
I think he could have just as easily done putting Marie in the tournament.
Exactly. So there's a lot of points where you can point at each one of these managers this is why I'm going to vote for them because of A, B, and C. So
all solid
this
choices.
one is not, in my opinion, this is not just that person's winning. It's no, I can argue for each one of these people.
You could argue, but I think sometimes our good old friend Beckett says people are predictable. So I feel like this one, and not predictable, not because she doesn't, not because I don't think she doesn't deserve it, but I think this one is pretty clear cut. And I will absolutely fall on the floor and lose consciousness if she doesn't win it.
Yeah.
Not that she's not deserving, because she's amazing.
Oh yeah, no,
I love her.
To go from almost last to winning the faction race, 2 titles on your team.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue against that.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against that. But like I said, I can make arguments for everybody else on that list. So.
Also, I love Shannon.
Yeah.
She's hot as hell. Come on. And she's a great manager. And she's a nurse.
Wonderful person.
She's a hero in real life.
Yeah.
So, team of the year. Corruption. Lightning Time. For a second, I'm like, Lightning Time wasn't a faction. Why are they on this list? It's teams, not factions. Team of the year, not faction of the year. We already talked about that, right?
Not yet. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
What is time?
Yeah.
Team of the year, Corruption, Lightning Time, King Arthur, Shazam, Danger Zone.
This one,
again, it's is it just going straight to is it going straight to Shazam?
I think this one is a clear-cut one. Just because, you can argue for these other teams, especially King Arthur,
right?
Just assembled, they went through the tournament. Obviously, I might be biased for my guys, but they won it off of the Otter couple,
Which was a spectacular show.
Yeah, spectacular showing. Then we had the infamous repeat 5150 performance against Corruption. And then we had
a match.
Yeah. And then they had the Lightning Time match, and then they had the King Arthur matches at Spectacular. So this one is like, I mean, they have the best teams record in Schmoedown history.
2 defenses, 3 defenses?
2 defenses.
2 defenses. 3? 2.
So Math. Corruption, Lightning Time, and 3.
3.
I think, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
3 defenses in a season?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I think this one, like I said, you can argue for these ones, but I think this one is clear cut. It's like it's Shazam. Best. They have the titles. They defended 3 times. They they have the best team. I think they're the best team we've ever seen in the Schmoedown.
I'm also a William Bibiani and Brendan Meyer stan. I cannot stand that term. I am pretty sure I've gone on a tangent about that before. I hate it, and I think it's stupid. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm glad we got to spend time with Brendan like after Schmoedown. That we went off in that little that restaurant with who was there? It was
we went. Okay, no, I can do this. We went to an Irish pub with
it was Brendan,
Harley. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of who was sitting around me. Mm-hmm. Harley was sitting in front of me. Nick Harley. The what's his name?
Paul Oyama?
No, obviously I know Paul Oyama's name. No, the nickname for Nick Harley.
Oh, Slick Nick. Slick Nick.
He was the spoiler. That's what I was trying to think of. It was Nick, Paul, Brendan, Jacoby, you and me.
Yeah. And Jacoby's wife? I want to say somebody was there.
Partner. I don't know. Spouse, sure fiance. I'm not sure what stage in the relationship they're in. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
got to spend like little intimate time.
Yeah, because it was it was so hard to like, because like the get-togethers afterwards are fun, but it's so hard. Like, hey, I gotta make sure I spend time with this person. Yeah, it's hard to like get time with everybody. That little intimate little
That's
dinner.
That's a weird word to use.
Yeah, the little like gathering that we had, the little dinner that we had pre going out to
Barney's,
little get together we had. It was fun because we get to spend quality time with everybody. Yeah. And I have to yell over everybody when I'm right here.
Yeah, because you want to spend time with everybody, but that's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like yelling over each other. And we actually got to almost talk normal. Like we didn't have to yell, which was refreshing.
Fun. It was fun.
But yeah,
I'm had some Angry Orchards with Prime Time and the fine young tenderoni.
Hell yeah. I mean, as the older I get, the more I'm like, no, I don't want to go to a bar.
I'm not I want to
pay like $12 for one drink that's mostly ice, and so I can yell at my friends while I'm kind of getting a buzz off of my mainly ice drink. No thanks. I'd much rather stay at home and have my own stockpile and hear my friends, because like we got home, the hotel. The next morning I wake up and I'm like,
yeah, my throat hurts.
My throat hurts, but it's not COVID. Like
we were yelling the entire night.
This is the sore throat of a person that just screamed at their friends all night. Like once we got to Barney's and we were inside yelling.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? What'd you say? I hate it. Like, well, I love it. Like I love hanging out with people, but also I'm like, hanging out at bars is cool when you're 21, because legal
25 is probably the last time I really enjoyed going out to a bar and stuff. But
I did. I went out to play.
I mean, we had fun.
Lots of bars, in our early to mid 20s, trickling off in our late 20s.
40 than 30 now. So
word.
You don't have that problem.
Not yet. I'm on my way.
You're on your way.
I'm 33. 3?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And then we find out that like some of these ages of these people are like, oh my God, I'm 23. I'm almost in my mid 20s. I'm like, shut up. Oh my God. Like I like you and everything, but stop talking to me.
I remember talking to Alex. Sorry, tangent. When we first got to Barney's, and we were talking, it was like Mark, Molly, and Alex. And we mentioned somehow that my age got mentioned. I'm like, yeah, I'm 36 years old. And Alex was like, you're 36 years old? I'm like, yeah. I'm pretty sure we had this discussion before, Alex.
I'm not sure exactly how old Alex and Molly are, but I know that they're like
2 years old, younger than me.
They're between us ish.
Yeah, I think he's 34, 35.
So they're between us ish. Yeah. I'm not sure how old Molly is.
I think she's around your age.
Maybe. We're 3 years apart, by the way. Yeah. I mean, obviously you can do math. 36, 33.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, I think they're in the 33, 34, 35 range. I know
They're
Alex.
in our
I think Alex is like 2 years younger than me.
generation.
A year or two. So yeah, we're in the same ballpark. When you're in your mid 30s, there's no use counting anymore.
It's whatever. We're millennials. We all grew up on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel.
Cartoon Network.
I wasn't a big... Oh, this is a good discussion for Rad.
Yes, we should.
Because Cartoon Network... Did you hear that?
That was probably Andy bumping into the thing. I'm leaving this in. Yep, it's our dog bumping into the door.
Oh my God. Baby, do you want to come in? Should I let her in?
Yeah, let her in.
My poor baby. Hold on, everybody.
I'm leaving this in. All right, dog. Be cool. Oh, look at this. I thought it was gonna be a shorter episode.
Oh,
nope.
My love. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
My beautiful baby puppy.
Okay. Be cool, dog. Be cool.
If she was smaller, I kind of want to pick her up. Come here,
she's
baby.
closer to you.
Come here.
I'm leaving this in. Say hi to everybody. We'll make a thumbnail out of this. Smile, Andy. Oh, she's out of frame.
Is she?
She's out of frame.
Oh, my love.
Oh, we can't make a thumbnail out of this.
Look at the camera. Why are you being shy?
There we go.
Oh, that's my baby. Oh, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. It's ridiculous. It's not even fair to the other dogs.
Okay, let's get on with this episode.
I love her so much. She makes me so happy.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Bars.
Yeah.
Being 30.
Being your mid-30s. Anyways. All right, next award. God. I'm pretty sure the next award is pretty much a no-brainer.
I'm sorry. That was very startling. Like, to know that we're in here, our daughter's asleep, and it sounded like a door was slamming shut. It was kind of startling for a second. Just my dog missing us. Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, what?
Star Wars Player of the Year. Oh, no. Thomas Harper, Andrew Dimalanta, Nicki Dimalanta, Gold Leader, Laura Kelly. I don't want to talk about this one.
We can gloss over it really quick. I think if there's any debate on this one, it's between me and Thomas.
I think that goes without saying.
But I think this is another one where it's kind of like...
It's another one where I have to get my blood pressure level. Because I don't want to even give any arguments on this one.
Well, let's just... Thomas... Well, wow.
Okay?
I don't know what happened there.
Well, are you... Man.
I'm fine.
Wow.
I think Thomas's resume speaks for itself.
Of course. So does yours. Don't get me started.
I wanted off, let's just run through my accomplishments this season. Won it off Alex Damon, held it for 3 years, defended it against him in the immediate rubber match, defended it at Collision against Laura Kelly, another top tier competitor. Turned around another month of preparation.
You competed every other month.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has ever had to do that?
Yeah, I think if you're going to argue for, in my case, look at how many times I competed, how often I had to compete.
Because people want to talk
about the level of competition that I had to compete against.
People want to talk about, never been done before, but they don't talk about the things that you do that have never been done before. Mm-hmm. You competed in as many title matches as I think Alex had in 3 or 4 years. No slight to Alex. And I'm also talking out of my butt here because I haven't done the research to know how many matches he competed.
I matched him.
Right?
I'm pretty sure I matched him. Yeah. No, I'm one behind. I'm one behind how many title matches he's competed.
One behind in one season. Mm-hmm. And he held it for 4 years?
3 years.
3 years?
Almost 3 years.
Okay. And it's obviously no slight to him. That was not his fault, not his choice.
It was
that
not
was
the
just
way the division
was at the time, where it just kind of was up once a year. Mm-hmm. And then, boom, this year it's like, well, Andrew, it's going to be every other month. Yeah. Like, that's no small feat. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's something worth noting that I think a lot of people aren't giving enough consideration and appreciation to, that you had to compete every other month. Mm-hmm. Like, that's insane.
And like people are like, well, people compete back to back in tournaments. You compete week to week. It's like, well,
tournaments are not the same as title matches.
Yeah, in a tournament you compete in 1 5-rounder. I had to get it's like, when was the last time you competed in a 3-round match?
And I will, if I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million times more. Every single match, people said you were going to lose. Let me stop. Because I could launch into like an hour-long monologue on your Schmoedown career and this year in particular. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to do it.
Let's not gloss over you either.
No, I am nowhere near this conversation. This conversation is you guys. I appreciate you and I love you and I love you, but no, no, no. This conversation is Star Wars Play of the Year. It's cool that I was nominated. I guess it's Gold Leader's great, Laura's great, but no. Sorry, this is between the two of you, and yeah. Ooh, let's just go ahead and move on. Let's move on because I've been like dreading, like, do I talk about things or do I not? And I think it's better if I just don't. IG Player of the Year. Okay.
This one I think is cut and dry.
This one's pretty cut and dry. You got Mara Knopic, Mike Kalinowski, Robert Parker, Amaru Moses, Chandra Dandapani.
It's Mike Kalinowski.
It's Mike. I mean, like I said before, I'll fall on the floor unconscious if it's not Mike.
I think it's Mike. Not to diminish everything that everybody else on that list has accomplished, but Mike won it off of Mara and then just didn't give it back. So, and then he had some close matches too. So it's not like he's like, oh yeah, he coasted to the end of the season.
That match against Rue, that was scary for him.
Yeah, he worked for those title defenses. So I mean, he's very well deserving of the title, very well deserving of the nomination. I voted for him for IG Player of the Year. So
I'm almost empty here. Okay. Vodka settled at the bottom. Singles. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Singles Player of the Year. Dan Murrell, Griffin Newman, Marisol McKee, Ethan Irwin, Janine the Machine.
I mean, another one where I think it's kind of like you can argue for a lot of these people.
Yeah.
But
I think it's going to be clear cut. This one,
there can be some fun little curveballs.
There could be some curveballs. I think it's pretty clear cut.
I voted for Marisol, so
that's where I think it's going. That's where I think it's going.
I mean, come on, did she first female champion the league's ever seen? Went on to defend it 2 times. Once a spectacular against a guy that everybody was like just crapping their pants about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So he's against the guy that I voted for Rookie of the Year. So
yeah.
I
love Marisol.
Marisol's resume speaks for itself. I think it was like when it came up, so I was like, oh, yep, boom, automatic, like, yep, vote for her. She deserves it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I want to hang out with her again.
Such a delightful person.
Yeah. One day soon. Omicron Player of the Year. Marisol McKee. Griffin Newman. Mike Kalinowski. Ethan Irwin. Thomas Harper.
So
I think I honestly, this is one where I don't know how it's going to end up, but I know where I would
should I reveal who I voted for?
I think I know who you voted for.
You sure? Who do you think I voted for? I'll reveal it. Just guess.
I mean, I'm going with Kalinowski.
Yes, I voted for Mike Kalinowski.
Yeah,
and people will be like, whoa. Not just his IG run this season is why I voted for him. He's a triple threat player who competed well in all 3 divisions. He competed in a team's title match
and came this close.
And and on top of the IG thing, I can't remember exactly how his singles division play went, but it wasn't terrible. So I will, again, competing in 1 division is hard enough.
Oh my God.
Competing in 2 can only be harder, but to compete and to perform well in all 3 divisions is insane.
Yeah.
And to have the title in one of those, Brent, it's the one that he basically built. But still,
that makes sense then.
Yeah, but still, like to do that in 3 divisions in 1 single year is
I don't
phenomenal.
get how he does it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Don't understand how he does it at all.
So that's who I voted for. And I think the other person that I was going to vote for before I was like, oh yeah, Mike was Ethan Irwin. So
is it because of the multi-division?
The multi-division play.
When you start talking about player of the year, it gets a little difficult when you're comparing. And again, it's not any slight against, but when you start talking about player of the year and you start talking about somebody who competes in 2 or 3 divisions against people that compete in 1 or 2.
Yeah. And it's not only that you compete in those divisions, to be successful in all 3.
Right. And Mike
does it well.
Does it well.
Yeah.
So all I remember, it's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
All I remember is that in the singles tournament, Mike went pretty deep into the tournament, and then Janine was the one who took him out, right?
Yes.
But he went pretty deep into a large singles tournament.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is not easy. And then, to compete for a title and to come out of a 51-50 match, which means that the margin was razor thin.
Exactly.
And then the fact that he's now the two or 3 time defending.
Three-time winning, 3-time defending IG champion.
Right. Wild. I don't understand how he does it. So, yeah, it gets a little difficult when you're putting somebody of that caliber in 3 divisions, which Mike, come on, man, round it out. Come join us in Star Wars. I know you know Star Wars. A lot of big moments have happened for Mike in Star Wars.
Yeah, him and Chance are the best opportunities to be the first player to have won a match in every single division.
Put Mike against Chance in a Star Wars match and let one of them guaranteed to be the first person to get a win in all 4 divisions. Yeah. That'd be wild. And
here's where the angry nerd fan goes, oh, Mike, go, what's his name? Campia. He competed in all 4 divisions, but
true. But he didn't get a win.
Campia is Campia is winless.
Right.
Across every division.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I only remember Star Wars, but sure. Yeah. I trust you. But yeah. Because technically he's the first person to compete in all 4. But to get a win in all 4.
Yeah.
Let's let Mike and Chance come join us. One of us. Come join us. It's fun. It's all fun. It's never stressful. It's never terrible.
It's not, you have to give up your life to prepare for matches.
It's never stressful. It never takes a toll on your mental. It's all fun all the time.
You like watching Star Wars? You like a Star Wars?
You like watching Star Wars? Do you like watching it 5 million times? Come join us.
And no, that's not an exaggeration.
It would be hilarious if there was somehow a way to keep track of how many times.
I've lost count.
Well, obviously.
Even before I joined the Schmoedown, I lost count.
Yeah. Like, I wish there was a way to keep track of how many times you've seen each movie, but I also wish there was a time. I think I've said this before, but I wish we had like a punch clock on the wall for like studying for Schmoedown to clock in how much time.
Yeah.
I think that would actually just make us sad. So it's probably good that we don't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's all fun and never stressful. And you should definitely do Star Wars with us.
Yeah. So that's who I voted for. Because I think his, again, not to diminish the accomplishments of, come on, Thomas Harper's the only undefeated player this season.
Nope, that's not true.
Oh yeah, that's not true. I'm sorry. Undefeated champion.
There you go.
I should say. But yeah, there was the time where before Harper took off and people were like, Andrew Dimalanta player of the year.
Again, a single division competitor against.
Yeah, I think that would have been a stretch. A nom probably would have happened, but even if I would have gone undefeated this season and won it and kept the belt after Spectacular, I still would have voted for Mike. I would not have voted for myself.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. That's that.
Those are the awards, or the nominations, I should say.
A lot of nominations.
I don't know. Do you know when the awards are going to happen?
If we do, I don't know.
They're coming up soon, I think. Because voting happened a couple of days ago. So
I think voting closed today, the day that we're filming this.
Oh, nice.
I think.
So I think it'd be in the next week or so. So we might have an episode next week. You might not. Brad might take its place.
Oh.
So again. If you're expecting us over the holidays, we took a break. We might take another break next week.
What are we going to talk about? Not much. Not much is happening. Yeah, no. We could, but it's going to be a lot of random stuff. It's not Schmoedown.
We might find something to talk about. Just stay tuned. If we don't have an episode beyond next week, Rad will take its place. Just because not a lot to talk about, and we got to have something on the channel because it's been dormant this past couple of weeks.
Well, and also I would be remiss if I didn't mention that next week, speaking of next week,
that's right.
Friday.
So this week, this Friday.
Sorry, this week. I forgot how to handle myself on this show. This week, on Friday the 14th, wanted to make sure I got the date right. Friday the 14th at 9 p.m. PT, 6 p.m. ET. Did I get that right?
EST, yeah.
EST, 6 p.m. California people time, 9 p.m. Florida people time. I'm going to be on Certain Point of View. I'm a happy hour with Jill and Molly. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't think you guys realize what you're getting.
I don't know if you know what you asked for, but also how hard do I go? That's the question.
Oh boy.
So I don't.
That's gonna be fun. I think we might also jump into.
Jump into a Let's Get Ready because that same night Let's Get Ready is having their 100th episode. So also show them some love. But that's gonna be a big night for both of those channels. So yeah, come join us. And I know that happy hour, they usually have like a signature drink of the night. I think I might know what it's gonna be, and I think it's hilarious. So I'm waiting with bated breath because I know that they're waiting until closer to Friday to tweet it out. And if it is what I think it's going to be, it's hilarious.
They better tweet out that picture you made.
And I made a picture. I made a picture in Microsoft Paint because I don't know how to use Photoshop.
She's a grandmaster at Microsoft Paint. Like some of the things she does, I'm like, you could have done that in Photoshop, but it looks just as good.
I know. I don't know how to use Photoshop, nor have I ever had Photoshop.
I can teach you in an hour.
I almost don't want to at this point.
I can teach you in an hour how to use Photoshop.
Really?
Yes. Yes. The stuff that you want to accomplish that you do in Paint, I could teach you.
Is it free? Because Mama's frugal.
I have the software.
It's free.
I have the software. You can
free 99, baby. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah. No, we'll see what happens. I'll have some Pedialyte. I got coconut water in the fridge. That's good for hydration and electrolytes.
Buy one, get one free at Publix, baby.
BOGO? I love them BOGOs. It's a scam, probably. Not BOGOs.
No.
Maybe. No. I'm getting one free. Can't beat that. So, yeah, no. I got 2 coconut waters in the fridge, and I can't wait. Drinking coconut water makes me want to be a better person. In general. Yeah. So I'm excited to go on happy hour with Jill and Molly.
It's gonna be fun. So go ahead and
definitely, if you hadn't heard about it somehow, tune in because it's going to be a lot of fun. And also, Let's Get Ready. We might pop into that afterward if they send us a link, which I'm assuming they will. Yeah. Because why not? And I'll already be many drinks in at that point. So why wouldn't they want to have me on?
Okay. Anyways.
We'll see how it goes.
We're going to go ahead and end this episode here. Look at that. Not a shorter episode.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? I say it all the time and it never happens. So, Star Wars competitor.
How embarrassing.
Nicki Dimalanta. Where can they find you online?
Oh, well, I'm on Twitter at Dimmy. DIMMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA, on TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. I'm so close to 2,000 followers. I'm like at 1853 last I looked.
Wow.
So get me to 2,000 again. If I get to 5,000, I will do that, the Turk Fortnite dance. I was about to say. Yeah, no, so get me to 5,000. I want to get there before my birthday. So May 25th, I want to get to 5,000 before that
Star Wars Day.
Before celebration, I want to get to 5,000. So that's a small little goal I made for myself. I'm making good traction right now. So go ahead and follow me on at Rogue Leader Drew on TikTok.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner. See when we do things on YouTube.
Which will probably be right next week. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you next time.